name is Rachel Ashton. I'm a civil engineer and I'm a sophomore.
My name is Calvin Chan and I'm a junior aerospace engineer.
My name is Melody Miller. I am currently a junior in civil engineering at the L.C. Smith College of Engineering at Syracuse University.
My name is Sean Kenny and I am a sophomore environmental engineer, and I am attempting the first industrial design minor, which is a minor in visual and performing arts based on design and your interaction with objects around you.
My name is Alyssa Fong. I'm in aerospace engineering and I'm a freshman.
I was looking for schools originally that had architecture and cheerleading because I wanted to be able to do both, but then I realized architecture wasn't for me, and then they also had civil engineering, and I realized that was the route I wanted to take.
Syracuse University popped up on my radar because I was looking for schools specifically on the East Coast, primarily in the New York State, Pennsylvania State region. And when I was going through search engines, Syracuse popped up, and I pretty much fell in love with the architecture and the look of the university, and specifically the fact that that it is a strong engineering school, and that's what I was looking for.
I first found Syracuse University through U.S. news magazines, which my uncle made me buy because he has a very detailed list of what college is all about. And I looked through engineering, and Syracuse University was one of them that I was looking for.
So one of my best friends from my high school is a junior here, and she told me that they had a really big engineering program and they offered many different types of engineering. And so I talked to my counselor, and she said that Syracuse is definitely a good option and it should be one of my schools, and so I applied.
First off, I had an interest of going to school out of state. I lived in California for 18 years of my life and thought, being young and there was no better time to kind of get out and see a different part of the country. People always ask, why did I go coast to coast, such a big jump? I have family on the East Coast, so it's a little more of a natural jump. My parents both grew up in the New York metro area, and I have family who've actually gone to Syracuse before, so it was somewhat in my radar screen. Also looking at different programs. I was interested in architecture at first, knowing Syracuse has a very good architecture program, but when I started to look into architecture, it was some of the things I wasn't quite looking for, and then engineering came up on my radar screen, being a good mix of all the interests and likings that I have.
The transition was very smooth. I met so many nice people, and they all helped me because they all knew that I was not from here and that it was very different to get my bearings or whatnot. And I don't have to cook for myself, but that was easy, and you just go downstairs from where I live and I had food served to me and whatnot. A lot of people are from here, but when you tell that you're from California or from the West Coast, they start a conversation with you and are very friendly and want to know all about what it's like over there, because that's where they want to go someday in their life, and so you make very nice conversation with them.
As a freshman, I think it was easier for me than it would be for somebody else, because I was really looking for an East Coast adventure. I was specifically looking for something different than the West Coast, but what I found was that it's not all that different. It's a very similar atmosphere to California, but it's a lot further away from my nagging parents.
In the summer, I was here a month early, so it wasn't that rough, but the winter, it was a little hard. It was a lot colder than what I was used to, but my mom just bought me a really big winter jacket, and I dealt with it.
My first winter, my mom actually went here, and she told me some horror stories. I'm not sure if she was trying to scare me or whatnot, but talking weather last year, it wasn't bad at all. Fall is beautiful here. Changing colors is something you don't normally get in California. Coming from Northern California, it's a little more weather intensive than Southern, but the weather here last year in terms of winter, I would say it snowed, heavily for a day or two, and then it would stop and melt down a little bit. And I don't really remember it being, that inhibiting of any of my activities or Actually, the campus looks beautiful in snow. So all in all, I actually enjoy the snow and enjoy the weather.
Good.
But sometimes, maybe late January into February, where you want spring to come, it can get a little bit taxing. But it's just what it is. So.
Good.
I still really love it when it's the first snowfall, like today. I personally love to just, go out and play in the snow, and that's part of the reason why I chose Syracuse, because I enjoy the weather.
Okay, the weather is excellent. You definitely experience all the different seasons. The changing of the colors of the leaves is beautiful, and the snow, the first time I saw snow, I ran outside in the middle of the morning. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I ran outside and I attempted to eat snow or whatnot. It's definitely a lot of fun. It's cold, but you get used to it. You just wear lots of layers and thermals, and you learn to deal with it.
The snow is actually very, very nice, and Syracuse University does a very good job keeping the snow off the pedestrian walkway and road, so you get to enjoy it without getting the hassle.
Some advice I would suggest would be, don't be afraid to go coast to coast. A lot of people ask, why so far away from home? And in my book, sometimes if you're any further than a 4-hour drive, why not be, a 4-hour plane ride or a 5-hour plane ride in my case? And I felt that it's a good time in someone's life. We're young to go and see a different part of the country. Make more connections and kind of spread our roots into into this community. And my advice would be just to not be hesitant about making that jump and to create a home here. People say you will always have a home where you grew up and back at home, but when you come to Syracuse, I feel we create our own home here, and which actually makes the transition a lot easier. And if you just involve yourself in what you do, and you're gonna love it here at Syracuse.
I would tell them to experience life off of campus also. Go downtown, go to the Most or restaurants downtown and experience that, or go to other surrounding areas and just see what life is like in upstate New York.
Advice that I would give a student who's looking to come here is to try something new. That is the best way to learn, that is the best way to find out who you are. And I tried something new by coming out to the East Coast from California, and I have learned a lot about myself and a lot about my surroundings.
If they get into LCS, I would say get to know your professor a little bit, because they definitely trying to get to know you a lot. I know a few professors top of my head that actually knows your name on the first name basis, and getting to know them and share their knowledge with you is actually pretty interesting, I would say.
I advise you to visit the school. Don't listen to what other people say about the weather, because that's a really big concern for most people on the West Coast, the cold or whatnot. Visit for yourself. You'll see how beautiful it is, and I'm pretty sure you'll fall in love with it just like I did.
Great.